the date of the election. Let's take our regular look at the numbers with the Sultan of Swing himself, Jeremy Vine.
Why is it that people say you need 40% share of the vote or more to win a general election outright in this country? Let's go back to 1970. These are the general elections. Let's have a look at the pattern here. So Edward Heath wins in 70, 46% to 44% for Labour. Massive percentages for them because the Liberals were basically nowhere that year. And then two elections in 74. Hung Parliament, the first one in February. The second, Harold Wilson squeaks it here, 40%. And then the Conservatives break clear. You can see 79 under Thatcher, 83, 87, massive victories. By the way, Labour under Michael Foot, look at this, 28%, nearly in third place in 1983. So 83, 87, 92 with John Major, again over 40%, and then Labour come through, the Conservatives essentially collapse, and 44% for Tony Blair, 32% for the Conservatives in 97, and then Labour repeat their win. And then look at this, the last one in the sequence, 2005. What have Labour done? They've got an overall majority with less than 40% of the vote. In fact, look at the whole sequence here, and that's the only election of 10, take out the hung Parliament election, where the winning party with an overall majority has had less than 40% of the vote. Now, how do they do that? Well, the answer is, in part, that they did very well in their battleground seats. We'll come back to this in a second. Let's just have a look at the polls over the last 8 weeks. These are weekly poll averages for you. You can see the sequence here. Starting 8 weeks ago, Conservatives on 38, Labour on 31, and then we had all kinds of events, the Gordon Brown bullying allegations, the Ashcroft affair, the budget, and then 8 weeks later, where are we? 38, 31. We're right back where we started. So 8 weeks of hurly-burly, and that 7-point gap remains. And crucially, the Conservatives below 40%. So what about their battlegrounds? Let's have a look at the 250 seats that are closest to being in their grasp. Starting, have a look, top left, Gillingham. Up there, the easiest seat for them to win. Crawley, York Outer, Romsey, Harlow, those are the easiest. If they win them on a uniform swing, an even advance, which of course isn't the way elections always work, but it's a handy guide, this. They go down the lists, down, and then the hardest one on their 250 targets is right at the bottom right. If you have a look at the map here, it's coloured in the colours the 2005 general election left it. I'll just do that now. And then these are the constituencies, those 250, where the election will be fought. So if you're in one of those, expect at least one knock on the door, probably 3, 4 or 5 during the election campaign. If the Conservatives can outperform their national poll rating in the battleground, they have a chance of an overall majority, even if nationally they're below 40% of the vote. And they can be even more precise, because actually they just need 116 extra seats in the House of Commons. And this would be the list of the first 116 seats that they win on a uniform advance. So if they take these, if they focus ruthlessly on these and try and outperform their poll rating in these seats, they've got a good chance of winning outright.
Thanks, Jeremy. Now, there were 4 polls published last night. Angus Reid